just even more terrified. I still not found a movie to watch on Netflix, so I'm sitting here watching the game. The game is over, darling. It is. And you know what? So glad that I left my goddamn rug over there laying on that floor. I'm really salty about that nowadays. I don't think about it. So if it just so one day miraculously ends up in back home with her lover, me, I would be happy. No, I won't have nothing to say. But I left it with intentions that whoever possesses it now would have their shit together, as I do. Because the whole time that I stayed over there, you didn't. I did. But all I kept hearing is word of wishing downfalls on folks, myself included. And I don't understand why somebody would want to wish downfall on me, but okay, maybe it's because I'm pretty. It's terrifying. So, while I was over there living freely, getting away with things, people thought that. People thought that I thought too much of myself, and it created a fraud impersonation of myself. So that's why people wanted to give a fuck, to let me slide. And, just wake up in the morning with the issue. And I did a lot of digging, trying to figure out what it is in me that people don't like when I genuinely do care. But I don't care like I'm just gonna go out here and just save the world. No, I am not a Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Catwoman. I don't give a fuck, woman. That's who I am. But I still do have a heart, and I will care if necessary. If I got it, maybe I'll give it to your ass. Maybe I won't, but it depends on you. Are you worth giving a fuck about? Right. So anyway, I'm broke bitch, and I don't understand why folks don't like me being a broke bitch, and then don't like me when I'm not a broke bitch. So I can't win for losing, and I can't lose for winning. I mean, that's how I looked at it. And then I sat back and I smoked a lot of goddamn cigars. And I did things that I shouldn't have done, and I said things that I shouldn't have said, and I'm not sorry, because the threats I made were legitimate. I mean, they were viable. I mean, they were necessary. They were, okay. And that's why I say it's because I'm pretty. Maybe you know about my past. That's not enough. You can't be mad at a bitch for being born into a family that gave a fuck about her. And then given the fact of the story that I'm going through, was going through, still am going through, but I'm kind of cool, that ain't enough. So me experiencing your walk of life upsets you. Me not experiencing your walk of life upsets you. And that upsets me, which is why I experienced your walk of life, on purpose. And then I got stuck here. And I had to figure out how to survive being a broke, cracked skin cockroach, just like you. And I did. And when I moved out of your ghetto and into my kind of neighborhooding, then you invaded and tried to convince my neighbors who weren't bothering nobody that I am a cockroach, as you are, and that I should leave. But because I do make an impression on people, cockroach or not, they ain't going. And because they did not, because they didn't take your word for it, you thought to go to the goddamn Capitol building. So I'm evicted. Let's just say I have been through some shit. But I'm not a bum. As you are. And you know who you are, because I'm not just calling people bums. I wouldn't call you a bum if you wasn't a bum. I wouldn't call you a roach if you wasn't a goddamn cockroach. I'm gonna stop talking about it, but it's just really sad, and I wish I had my rug, but I hope that that rug finds a nice home where somebody believes that you do not need to be somebody that you aren't in order to be you. That's corny or not, I put a lot of thought into purchasing that rug and having it in my house because of the way that my mind is set up. I care. Let's say I wanted to be a psychologist when I grew up. I did. Aside from wanting to be a model or some type of entertainer, which was my number one. And not because I thought it would be easy. And this is just living in my lifestyle of being a cockroach and being raised by cockroaches because I needed to see your walk of life. Because that's not easy either. But no, I really did want to be a psychologist because I do care about other people. But I really don't, because some people don't deserve the attention. But anyways, I need a movie. I have chandeliers in my house. What do you? I have chandeliers in my fucking house. And new rugs that say, get rich and stay there. I'm trying to get that rich. And I have my hands stuck out just like everybody else. Look at me. My name is in your mouth. I'm on the tip of your tongue. You want to say my name so bad. You do. You probably know my name, but God, you. But anyways, I was gonna say, trying to make it seem like one of those vlogs where I got something to do. I don't, because I'm a housebody. I have nowhere to be other than to go to Ace Hardware store for some reason. I don't know why. I was like trying to be funny. And then so while I'm sitting here making these, I'm thinking about all the stories that I could be sitting here telling instead of just looking at your ass and talking about stuff you don't get two shits. So fortunately, I forgot what I was talking about because I had to take a phone call from somebody that needed my attention. And I like it. I want you to need me, darling. I want you to want me, darling. I want you, darling. You understand? Alright. So, I think I am juiced up enough to go back into work. So, I'm gonna edit this video. And second of all, don't worry about it. We're gonna call it a bone chain. A bone link. You like them bones? It's a real skeleton right there. You know, so I'm just saying it because I don't want to be corny, but like, you know, you dig this up out of the ground and millions of years later down the line, you would have thought it was somebody's skeleton, but it's not. It's really my Cuban necklace that I got from Amazon. I bought this one at Amazon. Yeah, the first one that I had, if you ever see a picture of it, I probably had blonde hair or something when I was wearing it. I got that from AliExpress. And then the room goes quiet. You know what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because I looked good in it, didn't it? You like that shit. And so, I'm gonna just talk. Because you can't rush perfection. You know what I mean? So, I'm about to sit here and I'm gonna sit, but I was talking about a work conversation over. What was I talking about? So to work, I need a positive vibe, positive energy. I need a wedgie is what I need so I can get you to dig it out. You wanna dig when you wanna dig. You feel like digging. Not for bones, but for my panties in my ass. I wanna say my panties in my ass. Yes, please. And then, you're nasty. And, what else? And I need a movie so that I can sit here and be looking at it or pretending like I got something to do, something that'll draw my attention when it's dry. It needs to not be dry. And if you know how to give comments, I'm gonna make sure my comment button is on. What is it that I can do to not be letting the room get dried out? Is it the agency? No, seriously, do I need to ask the manager of how to, like, I asked and they were just like, oh, it's your lighting. Can you see me? Like right now, because this is the light that I've started using. I use another one for this particular person, right? And, so, on my first day, using my, what was my second? My second day, using my lighting, this man came up in there and he had his hand on the button the whole time. He was talking to me. I was like, oh, blah, 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 right? And the next thing I know is like you put it's the same response as you read your clients. And he's like, oh yeah, I got your lighting. And then my shit just turns the exact same color as the lighting that I just got off of. But it's pink. It's just bright pink. I'm almost invisible. And this is the first time that it's ever done. I used this lighting before because I used to just talk on it while I'm just like on the phone, but I'm not ever paying attention to it. But I can see it because I'm recording myself. But I've never used this footage before because I'm a little nervous to start a channel, a page, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I just want to see what I look like. But I never use it. And it would never do that. So what the sir? When I tell you I was so terrified, I left. I was like, I'm not sleeping because I come here every day. This is how I make my mother get money. And then just one day, just being who I am, just switched it out, and here I am, looking like how I'm looking, in the bright white light. I don't mind turning back to red. In fact, but not in fact, don't shut up. We're gonna say that maybe for Friday night. Sorry, Sunday. It doesn't matter. But anyways, I'm just gonna run the time because I got something to do, but I don't want to make it short because I'm not trying to be stuck in the shorts. You know, this is a movie. You know what I mean? So yes, I make movies. I make movies, darling. Would you like to see me perform? I'm Viola Gervais. I'm in my voice on 26%. I'm trying to wait to get down to 20. You know what? That's some bullshit. I forgot.